What happens when your future concrete plans blows up in your face and everything goes out the window? That's exactly what happened to us, and here's the story. It's over 2 years ago, I ruptured my Achilles tendon, and that was unforeseen. Just like this rain and this sunshine. I really don't want to walk out in this rain because my camera is not waterproof, so I will just hang out underneath this subway SkyTrain station here, just so this rain can pass, hopefully soon. So here's the story. Yes, 2 years ago, I ruptured my Achilles tendon. That was absolutely no fun at all, and you can ask my wife. However, a year later, my wife loses her job because of downsizing. And our 10, 12-year plan of moving back out to the West Coast was kind of going out the window because we were going to have our kids finish off their schooling before we were going to actually decide to move back out west. And maybe you've thought about the same thing for yourself. You know, you're going to wait for your kids to grow up, and then when they do, right, now you're finally free, empty nesters, and you can go your merry way, do the things that you really want to do. You never know what's going to happen in the future. You could get an injury that could be major and put you out for a very long time, like mine. Sometimes we use waiting as an excuse. Now ask yourself, honestly, do you use waiting as an excuse? Like, oh, I'm going to wait till I can save up more money, and then that will decide where you're at. Don't get me wrong, I get being comfortable, right? And I get that there's rules to there's exceptions to every rule. Being comfortable is a huge part of it. A lot of us don't want to get out of our comfort zones. If I was to tell you today while you're watching this video, and I said, hey, why don't you guys go and walk to the grocery store today instead of hop into your car, right, to go get things? Yeah, it's different. It's probably out of your comfort zone, unless like you've been doing it for a while, but I'm assuming the majority of you who are watching this don't really walk to the grocery store that's about 20 minutes away and get groceries and walk all the way back, right? You might have the excuse of, oh, I just buy too many things, or my hip doesn't work, or my knees hurt. Actually, speaking of hips and knees and ankles, if they are achy, you should check out my 7-day mobility challenge. I'll leave all the details in the descriptions below. If you don't get out of your comfort zone, or if you don't want to get out of your comfort zone, that's a different story, right? But that's just an excuse of why most people, or why you're not doing the things that you've been wanting to do. So here's a little backstory. Yeah, my wife and I we were living in Vancouver, British Columbia, and we relocated back to Ontario before our first daughter was born. And then we had our second child, and we thought, okay, we're gonna be here for a while. They're gonna go to school. And after they go to school, then we will make our way back out west, where we really, really love and enjoy, and probably do our retirement here. And that would have been a great plan because that would have allowed us to save money. So we resigned to the fact that, yeah, we'll be here for a while and that's okay, but we would just wait it out. And if you're in the same mindset right now, or you have been, drop it in the comments. Let me hear from you, because I know we weren't the only ones. No, the great thing about being human is you can control your own life. You can decide, right? We decided that, hey, we're not gonna let any of this unforeseen circumstances bring us down. We could have, but we didn't, and we chose to think of a different way and a different path. Just because you think your path should be a certain way, it doesn't mean it will be that way. That's just our challenge of overcoming a difficult situation and turning it into a positive and amazing experience. Now, I know I can't be the only one that has gone through some difficult challenges. Some people even way more difficult than what we've gone through. And how did you come out on top? What did you do? How did you shift your mindset? Tell me the story. Leave it in the comments. I'd love to hear from you. And we'll see you in the next episode.